great product, Chris and Richard are clearly doing well in the den, but are yet to receive an offer. Will they now stand up to the scrutiny of retail expert Theo Pafitis?
So how many do you really believe you can sell? To a calendar year? Have you got a financial year?
We're projecting conservatively £1.2 million
for
this year.
How much net profit are you going to make out of 1.2 million?
50%, 0.6 million.
£600,000.
Yeah.
What makes you think that you require my £200,000?
We don't need the cash to make this worst case forecast we're talking about. But we're saying within your investment, we think we can do, say, £3 million.
The worst case is 1.2 million.
Yeah.
And make £600,000 profit.
That's correct.
Purely from this, which you've already developed, you've already got working, it's there, and you want £200,000 for 10%.
Yep.
Okay.
Have there been any special circumstances you think that have influenced this? So, for instance, the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, there are 2 more Harry Potter movies coming. One of them is this year in November, and then one is the next year in the summer. But actually, it's appealed to people who like the whole wizarding thing. There's huge online games which like World of Warcraft and Age of Empires. There's other film franchises like Narnia, and there's Lord of the Rings.
What's the income a quarter?
Well, it's been about £100,000 in the last quarter. Expect that to be growing up a little bit more than that the next quarter as we add more resellers.
We've just signed up a couple of distributors. We're just concluding a deal with Target in the US, and one of our distributors wants to put the product into SkyMail.
They are putting it in SkyMail.
Oh, they are putting it in SkyMail, OK.
Yeah, so SkyMail, for example, it's a magazine in the back of the seat of every US internal flight, pretty much. That's 600 million people a year sit in front of that.
Chris, Richard, we could be here all day. I want your attention for a minute, OK? I'm going to make you an offer for all the money, the £200,000, but I want not 10%, but 30% of the company. If you make £600,000 profit, I'll give you 10% of the equity back. And you'll have 80% of a business making over £600,000 profit.
And we think we can grow that a lot from there. So
is that a deal then?
Can we ask if anyone else is interested to...
You can if you want to, but you'll be wasting your time.
Thank you.
Duncan Bannatyne is the first dragon to break cover. But the structure of his ratchet deal would still end up with the duo giving away double the equity they were offering. Will any rival dragons now choose to compete?
You've currently had your offer from Voldemort over there, and now Hagrid's going to come in and play the same game. I'd like to offer you the full amount of money, £200,000, for 25% of the equity of the business.
Can we have any share back if we have any particularly good performance then from that point?
If I put the whole 200k in and own 25% of the business, that means one thing to you. You've got my attention.
Yes.
And I'll put quite a lot of work into it, because £200,000 is...
quite a lot of money.
Is quite a lot of money.
OK.
Would you like me to make you an offer?
Would you be interested in joining Duncan or Peter?
Well, in fairness to the other two, they've offered you 100% of the money, and that, in the den, shows that somebody actually wants to do this for themselves. What offer would you like from me that would make you happy?
20%, going down to, say, 10 if we make 1.2 net profit in this year.
You mean 600,000 profit?
No, he means...
No, I mean what we think we should be able to do with you guys on board.
So you're saying if you do 3 million,
yeah,
you get 10 back.
If we can make the business what we think it should be.
And
able
1.2 in profit.
Yeah.
I think if you were talking about a sliding scale, getting it down to 12%.
Does that work for you?
That would work.
Thank you. Deborah, James.
I think it starts becoming less about the percentages and more about what you're going to get out of it. Your answer to Theo was, in your ideal world, you'd have walked out here with 2 dragons.
If the least we can give away is, say, 20–25%, then I think we want 2 dragons for that. I think.
OK, well, I'm going to offer you half the money for 10%. No ratchet.
That's not a very good offer, is it?
Why
Sorry?
not?
Well, Theo's offered the same amount, the same equivalent, and give them a ratchet.
They want 2 dragons.
Oh.
In a canny move, Deborah Meaden's tactic to secure the deal is to differentiate her offer from those of her rivals. But with just one dragon left, will James Caan now opt to share the bid, or will he want it for himself?
I must admit, I do like the product, and I like you guys.
Thank you.
And I've just been sitting here just listening to the banter.
Very quietly.
I would be happy to offer you the same full amount, 200,000, on the basic outline that I think has been discussed. So happy to take the 20% on a sliding scale, going back to 10%, which essentially gives you exactly what you wanted.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you go to the back of the room, have 2 minutes to think about it?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
The entrepreneurs now have offers from all 5 dragons, each with differing equity demands. But will they choose between getting a particular dragon or dragons on board, or retaining more of their company?
I like Duncan Panther. I like Theo, and I like them all. So I don't know. Thank you very much indeed.
Obviously, it's a consumer retail product. I don't know everything about all of your businesses, but my impression is that Theo and Peter have got the strongest connections in that market.
You'd be wrong to assess that, anyway.
Sorry?
You'd be wrong to assess that.
Okay.
The other dragons have more connections than me.
Can either of you move at all on your offers then?
It's tricky, because then I think to myself, what's my maximum upside?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll improve mine.
Okay.
Mine was 30, it's down to 20% if you make £600,000, and I'll drop to 10% if you make 1.2 million.
Okay.
If you believe you're going to make 600,000, my offer is far, far, far better than Peter's.
Duncan, we'd like to accept your offer.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your other offers. I think
Well done. You made the right decision.
Richard and Chris have done it. It was a tense negotiation, but they have the cash they needed and now an influential business partner.
Can I say that that was the right decision commercially? I wasn't willing to go down to 10%. I know that's why you got it, but
10% of a company making £1.2 million.
and of course, I think you'll do well with them.